И что, они так развлекаются, что ли, просто?
Смотри, прилетела ракета.
Нихера себе.
For the first time in the full-scale war, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces hit a Russian communications station. Operators of the 3rd Regiment of the SSO identified a Russian R416GM digital radio relay station while working in one of the operational areas. They struck an enemy target with one of the latest devices that has been adopted by the Special Forces. As a result of the accurate work, the R416GM station was damaged. This disrupted communication between the Russian command post and the Russian army units. NATO missile launchers in Ukraine could possibly be controlled remotely, from another continent. U.S. Army retirees. The situation is extremely unpleasant for us. Z-bloggers are worried. Last year, in the Bryansk region, guys from the Rosgvardia defeated a sabotage group of the main intelligence directorate of the armed forces of Ukraine. 2 were killed, including the commander with the call sign McGregor. 5 were captured. It turned out that the group had placed loaded and camouflaged kamikaze drones near our object of interest to them. The drones were charged for several days ahead. One signal from the NATO Space Force and they would fly to the target. My point is that NATO missile launchers in Ukraine could possibly be controlled remotely from another continent, and hitting Russia is outside the plans of the Ukrainian armed forces, but inside the plans of Washington or London. Or even simpler, the missile launchers in Ukraine are controlled by the Americans themselves, U.S. Army retirees, and attack Russia without NATO responsibility. The Americans are shooting at us, but supposedly Kiev is doing everything. The situation is extremely unpleasant for us. I wonder how we'll get out of this. Just remain silent and shoot down, wasting our arsenal? Why should NATO strain itself and supply Kiev with artillery shells if it can immediately fire missiles at us? It's no longer funny about red lines. What we shall do? I'm not panicking. We have a lot to answer. Only it all comes down to what the president asked not to mention in vain: nukes. Ukraine will do the worst of all. It takes upon itself the sins of the entire NATO. Target our strategic nuclear missiles at U.S. cities. A march on Washington in the center of Moscow yesterday.
За Белгород, Донбасс и Кракус! Берем США в фокус! Для победы России требуем ввести полетные задания в наши стратегические ядерные ракеты и нацелить их на города Соединенных Штатов Америки! Ярс, Сармат и Посейдон! Берем в прицел мы! Вашингтон! На 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 Вашингтон! Яр! Сармат! И Посейдон! Берем прицел мы! Вашингтон!
Today, we concluded historic agreements with the U.S. and Japan. We now have 7 security agreements with all G7 countries, and a total of 17 agreements signed, with 10 more in preparation. Throughout these days, I have been in constant communication with our military, receiving daily reports from the Commander-in-Chief and continuous updates from the Defense Minister and intelligence services about the situation on the front lines, particularly in the Donetsk and Kharkiv regions, as well as our warriors' needs and other essential details, said the Ukrainian President Zelensky. Today's meetings at the G7 summit focused on accelerating the delivery of pledged packages to Ukraine. The key outcome is that there will be more air defense for our cities. Patriots is already becoming a Ukrainian word. Additionally, there will be more equipment and other essential supplies for the front lines. A significant decision regarding the use of Russian assets for Ukraine has been made, marking the first substantial step by the G7 toward $50 billion. I thank our partners for their support.
теж буде плюс постачанню і зустріч з Фуміо Кіші.
And, for the end, the amazing time-lapse view of a SpaceX Falcon 9 hurtling to orbit with the Stage 1 coming back in 90 seconds as seen from the onboard camera.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.